What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Handy Capable Gamer here, and today I'm bringing you my review of Headmaster for the PlayStation VR. Headmaster is a game that I originally didn't get because I played the demo, and for the life of me I just couldn't figure out how to properly hit the balls and score points enough to pass each level. Recently, there was a sale on PlayStation VR games, so I decided to bite the bullet and pick it up. After playing Headmaster, here's my thoughts on the game. In terms of story, there isn't much of one, but there's a lot of humor. Your directives in the game come from someone over a loudspeaker who is portrayed as kind of an omnipotent presence throughout the game, and depending on success or failure, he will make different jokes and comments at your expense, or he'll make jokes about the quote-unquote academy itself. You're not really told how your character ends up at the academy. You're just told to agree to participate in the practice levels and take the exams in order to earn your freedom from the academy. The good thing about this game is that you're told to play it from a seated position, meaning almost anyone can play it, and you only use your head, so it's hands-free gameplay. Depending on the direction you tilt your head, the power you use behind the ball, where on your head the ball hits, all these things affect the velocity and direction of the ball. As you move up, each level gets increasingly more difficult, and there's different variations to the gameplay to make things more interesting. For example, during one level, you're allowed to hit a target that turns your balls into beach balls for 3 hits. Or in another level, you can transform the balls into bombs to destroy obstacles between yourself and the goal. Each level you can earn up to 3 stars, depending on how you play. And after you've earned enough stars, you can play the exam level. In the game, there are 3 exams total. The hook of this game, since the gameplay isn't necessarily revolutionary, is the drive to want to better your scores to increase your stars. I found myself replaying certain levels to try and get the 3-star goal. So it does have that addictive style to it. In terms of the graphics, they're on par with some of the other things we've seen on PlayStation VR. They're not gorgeous, but they're certainly not bad by any means. So I would say the graphics are acceptable. And with a game like this, I don't think the graphics are that important, because it's really all about the gameplay. In terms of sound, I think the sound design was well done. I feel like the game could do with a little more music, but in terms of when the balls are fired and the buzzers go off, or the guy on the overhead speaker talking, all of that sounded pretty polished, so I was happy with it. I think this game has tremendous value because there's a lot of replayability, like I talked about before, when it comes to trying to better your score. The one gripe I have with this game, and I will eventually go back to it more to see if maybe I was just doing something wrong, but during certain levels, I did have to rotate my wheelchair in order to hit the ball where the game wanted me to. Now, they tell you to remain in a seated position, but they don't necessarily tell you whether that position should be stationary. So what I might recommend is, if you're going to play this game and you have the ability to, go ahead and play it from a chair that can spin 360 degrees. That way you can change angles as you play. The problem with that is that some people may not be able to play outside of a stationary chair, especially if they were in a wheelchair. I also wouldn't recommend this game for anyone with any neck or back issues, because in the beginning of the game they stress and make you practice the proper head motion. But during the course of my gameplay, I found myself instinctively bending my neck in ways that the game probably didn't anticipate. All in all, I think this is a good game with a simple but entertaining premise. I just think that if you're going to purchase it, you need to be aware what you're getting and what's going to be required of you. And as I said before, I think almost anyone can play this, with the exception of people with certain back or neck injuries and people that cannot rotate the chair that they're sitting in at all. Overall, I would say this is a fun PlayStation VR experience. It's certainly not my favorite, but it's definitely nowhere near the bottom in terms of the games that I've played. So if you can pick up this game for a decent price, especially if you're a fan of soccer, I would say it's totally worth it. Well guys, that's all I have for you today. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Remember, if there's a game you want me to play, just let me know in the comments and I'll be more than happy to do it. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, check out my Patreon, or my blog. All the links will be listed in the description. This is Handy Capable Gamer, and I'll talk to you guys soon.